Hello ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Unnamed here, and today I've got a new ship for you here in Space Engineers. This is the UNI Exploiter. This is a hauling ship, mostly for resources and fuel and such things. It's basically a gigantic factory and a cargo ship that also doubles as a carrier for a smaller mining vessel. It's pretty well defended, many turrets all over its sides because the cargo it's carrying is fairly precious. Hydrogen tanks, oxygen tanks, reactors, refineries, all sorts of things. This thing can carry a ton. Well, many tons. It's got a shield generator tucked away inside the hangar here for defense, and should you run out of hydrogen, not very likely, but still possible, during your travels, it also has these smaller ion thrusters to just be able to give it a boost in the right direction. Let's go ahead, head inside, and show you the interior. Now in here is a main control room. I haven't got all the buttons and functions set up in here just yet, but I'm gonna leave that for anyone who'd want to see it on the workshop. Nice little control stations here, monitors for monitoring all the activity, the captain's seat looking down on the rest of the crew, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Heading back down this corridor, we see it has a lot of jump drives, 6 in total. This thing can move if it really needs to. It's packed with batteries because those jump drives actually use up a lot of power, just a ridiculous amount. We have a shower and toilet area for the crew. We have beds for them to be sleeping. We have a small galley area for their food, coffee machine, because these are hard-working folks, they need their coffee. We have a small armory, mostly, well, I doubt they're really going to be going hand to hand with anyone, but it's always good in case anyone decides to try and board the ship to have something to take them out. You can't exactly be using grinders and torches on everyone, especially if they're armed themselves. We also have a cargo container for all their supplies. And moving further back, we have more internal factory setup. More batteries, plenty of oxygen. Everything is fully upgraded with the upgrade nodules, nodes, whatever you call them. And my game is lagging. Not really sure what the cause of that is. I deleted pretty much all the other ships in the area, so it shouldn't be doing this, but it is. Anyway, this was originally part of my space dock, but I decided to chop off the top and convert it into a factory mining ship. Down here, we have our medical room for players to respawn, beds which are, well, broken. Not really sure what is up with that, but hopefully that gets fixed soon because that's kind of annoying. And out here, we have our hangar. It's fairly small. It could probably hold about 2 or 3 of these ships if they were parked sideways, not long ways like that one is. And like I said before, we have our shield generator, which has the upgrade modules attached to it, meaning that it's actually got a fairly decent amount of protection in spite of being mostly light armor. Now, this thing only has 6 hydrogen tanks and so many hydrogen thrusters. Trust me, it absolutely needs all of these just to be able to move. It is a heavy ship, and even more so if it's under load. Up here, we have a smaller landing pad for the mining ship to dock up to and drop off all the supplies. We also have another one down below. Somewhere right there. Just in case the one up top is occupied and you're running multiple ships. This way everyone can offload all of their supplies at the same time. This ship has a lot of solar panels to supplement the power, a lot of oxygen farms to make sure you never run out of oxygen. Really, the only thing you would need ice for this ship is as fuel to run the hydrogen. And this thing is pretty beefy, and it actually moves fairly quickly for a ship of this size. Let's go ahead and hop into the pilot seat and give it a go. Now, it's set up where I can close the doors if I have to remotely from the pilot seat. That way you don't have to be constantly hopping in and out. Someone could be flying the ship and someone could be operating the mining ship. Now let's do a quick speed test. And like I said, it's fairly slow. But thanks to all that hydrogen power, it's able to get up to speed pretty quickly. And then for stopping power, it doesn't really have a whole lot, but it's got enough to reasonably slow and then stop the ship. This thing isn't exactly meant to go into atmosphere. It probably could, but taking off again is not very likely. It does not have the downward thrust necessary to get this thing off the ground. If you somehow manage to angle the ship upward while using your forward thrust, it probably could get up off the ground, but that is a big maybe. I have not tested that, so I don't know. I think I'd leave that up to one of you guys to try and figure it out. This is mostly for mining the asteroid fields around the planet's area, maybe entering into the moon. It would probably do a lot better on the moon because of the lower gravity. And as you can see from that spot right there, this is pretty much the first 2/3 of the top of my dry dock. It's been modified slightly to fit the role of a mining vessel, and it actually works really well for that purpose. So that's pretty much it for right now. This was the UNI Exploiter, and I'll probably be putting it up on the workshop, so keep an eye on it. Until next time.